Did they lose it? We're not sure, but I'll say hello, everyone.
Oh,
Welcome to the Stream Void Podcast, episode 115.
crazy.
Yes, we are 15 in past 100.
The Centennial.
The Centennial. We're doing fairly okay, I suppose. I am Mikey D, and of course, across from me is Curb Stomp. You can find us everywhere under our respected monikers.
Hello.
It is February the 5th, 2023.
It's almost my birthday.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I don't know what day that is.
February the 8th.
Oh, wow. It is almost your birthday.
Yes, sir.
And you are listening to the Stream Void Podcast, a show about life and video games and everything in between.
True.
I threw him off there.
Who, me?
No, all the boys
Oh, okay.
that know that line off by heart
Damn.
because I did it with a different cadence.
No.
It's going to throw their whole day off. They're going to be like, what the hell?
Nicely done. You screwed it up for them.
Screwed them right up.
Nice.
And yeah, now that I've screwed them all right up, how was your week?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, I was working at the warehouse mostly, pretty much the whole time.
Yeah.
And we had this stupid truck crash of beef
Yep.
that we're
Lots
selling.
of meat.
And it was like feeding frenzy. Everyone's like, you know,
Meeting it up.
give me this meat. I must have the meats. And
There's a meat frenzy.
yeah, so I basically weighed the meat and priced the meat and put it on the shelf, and then people would take the meat immediately. So I did that for like 6 hours, and it was not like a roast. It wasn't like a kilogram roast. This were like a 15, 13, 14 kilogram chunk.
Huge.
So I'd weigh it, and then I'd be like, oh, this one's $115. Write that on it, put it on the shelf. People will take it. So I think we were selling it too cheaply.
Potentially. I mean,
We sold it all, which is the goal,
All of it.
obviously. But like, no one was just like, oh, I'm not going to buy anything. Everyone that came in took something.
or more.
Oh yeah, some people were spending like $1,000 on beef, basically.
I mean, meat's expensive.
Yeah, it is.
You buy it in a
but
store, it's ridiculous.
I think it was a little too cheap, because usually when we do these grocery sales, someone will be like, "Oh, this is not that good," and whatever. But this was just like crazy.
Just flying out of
Yeah,
off the shelves.
we sold everything except some brisket. There was a little bit of brisket left over,
Huh.
and the briskets were like, they weren't by weight because they cut it into. It was like they were 9 by 15.
Yeah.
It's like the size of a piece of paper. So we just were selling those for $15 each.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cheap considering these things probably weighed like 3 kilograms,
Wow.
whatever. You know, imagine like a thick chunk of bacon, but like in 9 inches by 15.
Yeah.
Uncut.
Uncut.
So yeah, it was pretty crazy. But
Nice.
so I ended up working from like 10 till 3, pretty much nonstop, just weighing meat and getting blood all over me and like reaching into a box and be like, oh, this one was open and it's like rotten and like hiding it away or whatever. And yeah, at the end, the boss like come up to me. He's like, oh, thanks for your hard work today, and slid me $200. I was like, holy shit,
Beauty.
that's pretty sweet. So
Sweet tip for your meat sale.
yeah, I got that plus my regular pay, and I got to go home early. Pretty nice.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, exactly. So that was pretty good.
Nice.
And people were like, I'm putting the bags out, and they'd be like, oh, this one's leaking. And I'm like, okay, it's leaking. Like, all right.
You're
Don't
paying,
buy it,
You're
I
paying
guess.
cash out of a freezer on the
Yeah.
side of the road for meat.
Yeah,
You
basically.
can't expect anything
I was
else.
like, okay, leave it then, I guess. I'm not doing anything with it. So it's pretty gross.
You want to double bag it?
Oh, there was no bags. There was no bags.
People just walking out the street, blood dripping off of them.
Pretty much. I mean, if there was an empty box from where I emptied one out, they could use that. But that was basically it.
Yeah.
There was no bagging or anything.
Yeah. I saw the before and after. Lots of
Yeah, there was a lot
lots
of blood on the
carnage
ground.
after.
Yeah, you could see where I was walking back and forth afterward because there was just like this dirty smudge of blood where I was walking back and forth. It was pretty gross.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so it was gross, but not as gross. Like it smelled like blood,
Yeah.
but like it wasn't like, rancid. Like there was a murder here 5 days ago, blood.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
Nice.
other than that, yeah, just the usual.
The huge.
And I'm back at the warehouse on Monday, so
Hello.
it's pretty good.
Nice.
Get to listen to the audiobooks and whatnot. Re-listening to the shards to hear all the stuff that I heard the first time. Like,
No.
Yeah. What do you mean no?
No.
What do you mean?
No.
What? But no, what?
No, I didn't listen.
No. But I already talked about how I listened to it once.
Yes.
And I wanted to go back and hear about the stuff that they were referencing to that comes true in the, further in the story. And all the gay sex.
Yes, a little re-listen.
So there's a lot of that in there too. There's some straight sex too, but a lot of gay sex.
We'll only be talking about that more later.
Oh, that's right. Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, sure. You're right. What about you?
I worked.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was extremely stressful.
Why?
Oh, just a lot of stuff going on right now, and I can't really talk about it.
Oh, what
Here?
a tease.
Right.
What a tease.
Right.
Okay.
I went to Kelowna, though. Went to Burnaby.
What the hell? You're everywhere.
Yeah.
I go everywhere, man.
Yeah, we were going to go to the Mooyah in
Oh,
Chilliwack,
yeah, that's
but,
right.
Ended up not going.
Oh, yeah.
So it was just like, it just got too late in the day. When we were coming back, I went on a site visit in Port Moody, and that took, our morning meetings took until like 1 p.m. And so we went to Port Moody to do a little site tour with the crew down there. And then came
Bullshit
back.
meetings.
But we were too hungry to really stop anywhere else, so we just came back.
So you didn't stop for food?
Well, yeah, but we stopped on like the side of the highway at just a A&W.
Oh,
What did we
okay.
stop? We got Triple O's.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, Triple O's inside a gas station, as it usually is.
I think all Triple O's are in a gas station.
Yeah, inside a Chevron.
Yeah. I heard that's the town pump.
Yes.
That was my nickname in high school.
Wow. But we're staying at the Best Western in Burnaby.
Uh-huh.
It's an okay. And there's a Naked Bear pub, something like that, down the street.
Oh, yeah.
And I was with the regional manager, and we walk in, and the waitress just is like, "Oh, hey, we don't have any of this on tap, but yeah, here's your seat." Blah blah blah. I'm like, How often do you come here? And he was like, "Oh, I used to come here quite often." Yeah, just like 2 blocks down the street. And as we were walking down there, I look, I'm just looking around. I'm like, "Oh, there's a Canada Computers right there."
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna go there on the way back.
Okay.
So the regional manager's like, "I'm gonna go to the liquor store. I'll see you back at the hotel." And I was like, "Okay,
Alcoholic confirmed.
okay." So walked down, rolling Canada Computers, and was like,
Oh, yeah.
hey.
So what'd you buy?
I only bought filament for my 3D
Oh, my
printer.
God.
Because I was like, oh, there's so much stuff in there.
Uh-huh.
But, I didn't want to pack anything home. There's a huge, like 30, 40-inch monitor,
Oh,
like
yeah.
widescreen MSI one for only $300. I was like, what?
Yeah, you should have held it on your lap.
Probably.
Yeah, you fucked up, dude.
Haul that thing home. But Canada Computers isn't known for having the best prices.
Oh, yeah.
But it was super cool going in there because it's just tech. Just,
Oh, yeah.
just one row, just all keyboards. I was like, oh, and then mice, and then printer supplies, and even 3D printing filament, which of course I bought some rainbow filament.
Oh, very good.
Yes. Just
Speaking of
shiny
gay.
rainbow filament. And then just just tons of graphics cards and stuff behind the counter. Like, oh, there's a 4090, there's a 4080, there's 4070's not yet. Yeah, tons of stuff. It was really cool. It was fun going in there.
Nice.
And not being able to buy anything really.
Yeah,
I
that's
gotta save some money.
fair enough.
Yeah, that was essentially my week. I didn't really play anything other than Myth Force. I played some Myth Force.
Mhm.
Played some GTFO.
Mm.
Have been playing GTFO. And that's been they actually made it quite a bit easier, I feel. You're able to sneak through, kill things easier. And for those of you who don't know, GTFO is a 4-player sneaking horror game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great.
Yeah, it
It's
looks
been fun.
interesting anyways. I would be more interested in playing that than Barotrauma.
Yeah. There's a lot of co-op aspect.
Yeah.
Well, I guess there's co-op aspect in both, but GTFO, if you're not co-oping, then you just lose the run, restart. Like
Yeah.
you'll be down there in the depths for like 45 minutes, and then one person will die and set off the alarm, and then everyone's just dead, and you're like, ah, frig. And you're like, do we want to go back down there and try this again? That took forever to get through.
Yeah. That part doesn't seem too fun, but
Yeah, because when we were playing it, I bought it when it was pre-release, doing the what the hell is it called, early access.
mm-hmm.
We were playing it with some friends, and man, we couldn't even get past the first mission for forever. Then we
Yeah.
finally got past the first mission, couldn't get past the second mission.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. It was
Yeah,
so
I'm
hard.
sure they've tuned it.
But yeah, it's definitely tuned. It performs very well for how good the graphics are as well. It's it's creepy. It's
Mhm.
atmospheric.
Mhm.
It's got great sounds. And I love the fact that you have to use like a Linux-based DOS kind of prompt to search
Oh
for
yeah, when
everything.
you're looking for stuff, you have to
Yeah.
go to the little computer and type shit in.
Yeah.
the
List
command
-A,
line.
yeah, command line searching for stuff. But it's cool because you can see all the items in the level through that prompt.
hmm
And then you can see like, okay, well, there's three health packs. So we got to go to this zone to try and find them. You got to log into the computer there and ping them. And then you can kind of see where they are, what room they're in.
hmm
And I really like that aspect. 'Cause you're like, well, we're low on ammo. We're low on health. Can we go over here, get more stuff before we can get out of here?
That's interesting.
It's a cool risk reward kind of situation like that. Yeah, super fun. Enjoy that a lot.
Nice.
And yeah, Myth Force.
Mm-hmm.
Matzner picked it up, and we got to play 3-player co-op last night.
Oh my.
That was hard as frig.
Oh really?
Yeah, that game is stupidly hard. The more people you get in, the harder it gets, of course,
Oh,
because ramps up the difficulty for more players.
interesting.
But we actually had like a legendary bow drop in
Oh,
like
yeah.
the first room.
So like, how does loot work in that? Is it just free for all?
It's free for all. Yeah, it's just random free for
I
all.
hate that, man. Just gives me flashbacks of playing Borderlands with like our mutual friend Drew, who would be looting while you'd be killing everything.
Just loot goblining everything.
Oh,
else.
it's just
But
terrible.
here's the thing: you can only have 4 weapons.
Mhm.
You can only hold 4 weapons, and you can only have like 1 pair of boots, 1 pair of bracers, 1 amulet, and 1
Mhm.
accessory.
Yeah.
So you're always constantly trading around
Yeah.
stuff. But I mean, in that game, if you have that many players and you're not building to the best
Yeah.
of their strengths,
Yeah.
then you're gonna lose.
Exactly.
That's just it. You're gonna lose.
Yeah. Yeah, that game is more interesting to me once I watched you play it.
Yeah.
Just watching the trailer, I just was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But then actually watching it, it's like, oh, okay, all right.
So I'm like, well, I'm the tank. I got 113 hit points left out of my 500.
Yeah.
I have a health potion. Briscoe has 90 hit points out of 100.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll give you
eat
the health.
floor chicken.
Yeah, I'll give you the health potion because I'm the tank, which means I'm probably not going to die before you do.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of like plan like that. It's nice though. Money is shared, so anytime anybody picks up money, it goes to everybody.
Okay.
So you end up walking around with like 10,000 gold, which is not a lot because when you get to the end store, it costs 5,000 gold just to refresh the store.
Oh
And
yeah.
a 200 HP health potion costs 10,000.
Oh my gosh. Expensive.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. And once you go through a room, you can't go back to a room. So
Mhm.
if there's something special in the previous room that you were like, oh, well, now I have the things to do that. Like if there's an altar that you
Yeah.
can combine items, like, oh, well, I have the items to combine now. Well, you can't go back. That's it.
Ah, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's still early access, so
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
There's only one adventure that I can see so far, but I mean, we've only gotten to floor 3.
but they're
out of I don't know how
procedurally
many.
generated, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
procedurally generated. There are, there's not a lot of room variation right now. Well, especially in those first 2
Well, yeah.
floors. The
Definitely
third floor
not.
really opens it up, and you're like, oh, well, this is completely
Well,
new.
maybe that's just because you don't know it yet.
Yeah, probably because we
But
haven't
yeah.
been able to get through it.
Every time it'll be like you go into this room, it's like, oh, if I burn this, I can jump down here and get a treasure. Every
Yeah.
time.
Every time.
Every time.
Sometimes it's really good treasure, and sometimes it's
Yes,
it's
that
awful
that
treasure.
changes, but it's still like I know where to go.
Yeah,
every
yeah.
time,
I know
so-
there's going to be a secret room here. I know
Yeah.
there's going to be a secret
So
room there.
that's kind of lame, but it's early access still.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I played this week basically was Phoenix Wright.
Hmm.
I played almost the whole second or third case. I just wasn't feeling gaming really last week. I would get home from work and I'd be like, okay. Well, that's not even actually true. In the morning when I'm at work, I'm like, man, I wish I was at home. I really want to play X, Y, or Z.
Yeah.
And then through the day, working and getting tired. By the end of the day, I'd just be like, I don't want to
Yep.
play anything.
You wake up, you're full of vigor.
Yes.
You get to work and it just sucks it right out of
And
you.
yeah, exactly. So there was one night where I was just like, I don't know. I'm looking at, I just posted on my Discord, like, I don't know. I'm looking at my games, but nothing. I don't want to play anything. And then heck, Patreon friend was like, what about Phoenix Wright? And I was like, oh, okay. I can do a chapter tonight of that, right? And I fired it up, and it was fine playing it, whatever. But it was so long, like it was like 11 o'clock, and I'm still like have a whole nother day in the chapter. You have to, each day is like you do investigation, you do the trial, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, it's gonna take another hour for me to finish this case. I'm like, I can't finish it tonight, so I had to end early, unfortunately. Not end early, but end before the case was done.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty much the only thing I played all week. Just a sad state of affairs.
I guess I've been playing a little Brotato more.
Oh yeah,
I've been getting pretty good at that game now.
that's
even
the
though
one.
it's-
It's Vampire Survivors, but you can't move.
No, you can move.
But you can't shoot. And
You
move.
can shoot and move in this one. So
Oh.
that Bounty of One is the
Oh,
one
yeah.
where you can not shoot when you move.
Right.
Whereas Brotato is a whole different beast. Because you play just like your basic Brotato has like plus 5% damage, plus 5% harvesting, and then plus 5% speed, I think. But then there's a whole different variations on the characters that you can get. So I was playing one guy who has negative 100% damage. I can't remember. I think he's got like plus 10 armor and has rage. So every time you get hit, you gain 5% damage.
Oh yeah.
And so you can build your character based off of that, like stacking armor, stacking all kinds of weapons, like give you armor and give you damage. And then pretty soon, you're going through levels and suddenly you're at like 300% plus damage.
Nice.
But that resets at the end of the level.
Oh, that's not as good.
Yeah, Brotato's pretty fun. You would probably like it, even though the graphics are incredibly like some kid drew them in art class.
Oh yeah.
Grade 8, whatever. But
Yeah.
it's got a lot of choices. There's a lot of upgrades. There's a lot of weapons. And there's just a ton of stuff involved in that game. And I think there's like 30, 40 characters that you can be.
Oh yeah. I mean, why wouldn't I just play Vampire Survivor?
Yeah, you could do that as well. I finally beat the ball.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So it must have just been like, every single time I tried to do that, I must have just been like so close to beating it. And I just needed to hold on a little bit longer. But yeah, finally beat it the other day.
Oh, nice.
Probably a couple of weeks ago, actually.
Yeah.
And then just totally forgot about it until we were talking about Brotato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've unlocked that level, but I've not tried it.
It's difficult.
I don't think I have enough golden eggs or whatever they are
Oh.
to level up my dudes. So, yeah.
I actually beat it with the new guy.
Oh, really?
One of the newer characters with the new weapon.
Oh, the DLC guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Classic DLC, overpowered character to get you to buy it.
Well,
Classic.
the one weapon that he starts with shoots out little birds that move as you move.
Oh, yeah. So
I
you can
think
like
they're
wiggle
birds.
around and
Yeah, you
swipe
just
them?
wiggle around back and forth. The birds just go woo, 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 woo,
Oh, yeah.
and they just stay out.
Interesting.
It's kind of ridiculous, actually.
Add that with the other wings flying around you, bombing and shit. Bird
Yep.
bird build.
Bird build. Bird
Crazy.
build, best build.
Nice.
Yep.
Cool beans.
Other than that,
Oh.
just, watched the thing, played the tale.
I watched something this week.
I see that in the show notes here.
I was like, I guess I better get caught up with The Mandalorian.
Yep.
Since Mandalorian season 3 is coming out next month, and I'm sure we're gonna watch it for this show.
Yes.
So I was like, well, let's continue with The Mandalorian. So I finished season 1 of The Mandalorian. I'm on to season 2, and it's just every episode is just like, I don't know. I know the overarching story is like, we got to get the child to the Jedi, but it's just like every episode is like a video game
Yes.
where it's like, oh, I was told you can tell me where to find the Jedi. I can, but first you must help me do this. And it's just like, oh my God, seriously. So, and then like one of the episodes, this one, they escaped from wherever they were. And they're like, where do we got to go for the next part of my mission? And they're like, oh, you have to go talk to this guy in Tatooine. I'm like, Tatooine again? No Tatooine. And I mean, the episodes are fine, like once you're in them and everything, but
Yeah.
just like the whole, like the weekly Mandalorian adventure is just like not really doing it for me. So the last one I watched was when he went to some water planet because there was Mandalorians there.
Yeah.
and then he met 3 Mandalorians, but they're like the hardcore Mandalorians because they took their helmets off.
Yeah, they're regular Mandalorians.
And
Whereas Mando belongs to a certain sect.
Yeah,
that
he's
is all
like the fundamentalist Mandalorian.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so that was the last episode, and it was fine, whatever, but I don't know. It's just every week to week. It's just like, where are we going this week, Mando? Oh, we're going to the ice planet this time. Oh, last time was the water planet. Oh, and then we were at the desert planet. Are they going to go to the fire planet? Oh, they already did that. It's just like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's how it works. It's like a
but it's not like
a Western.
Yeah, it is.
With
it is.
They're canned episodes.
It is,
but
totally.
Then there's the overarching story.
It is totally.
Yeah.
It was definitely the Tatooine one. It was like, wow, this is really a old Western one here. But it's also funny, like, as that old West Tatooine one, there's like the sheriff, and he lands and comes in. He's dressed as like, I guess it's Boba Fett's armor he's wearing.
It's Boba's armor.
And I'm like, oh, he says something. I'm like, oh, I recognize that voice. That's the guy from Justified. And then like he takes his helmet off. I'm like, oh yeah, it was the guy from Justified. And it's like, okay, that makes sense. He's typecast as a sheriff from that show, and like he's a sheriff here, so okay, that's fine. And but there's a lot of like recognizable people on this show.
Yes.
Like,
for sure.
Do you remember the episode where he had to go onto the spaceship to rescue the Twi'lek dude, and he took 3 other dudes with him?
Yes,
and then he like locked the 3 away, but kept the one.
Yeah.
So as soon as they meet up with their 3 dudes, I'm like, okay, I recognize the devil guy's voice. I don't know who he is, but I recognize his voice. And then the robot comes out. He's like a Forlom looking motherfucker, but he's not Forlom.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's the guy. That's the voice of Moss from IT Crowd.
Sure is.
And then at the end of the episode, I was like, yeah, it totally was him. So there's a lot of recognizable.
A lot of people got into this show.
Yes.
There's a lot of recognizable people.
Which is cool, but it's also like, why not give like another actor a shot? Just like, did the dude from Justified need another job being this sheriff? Like, couldn't they have got someone else?
Well, they could, but, not everyone gets to be in a Star Wars show. So everyone's like, I like Star Wars. I want to be in a Star Wars show.
But, like, why would they get the voice of Nick Nolte for Queel?
Why not?
Well, you didn't even recognize him as Queel. Like, Nick Nolte as Queel. They could have given some other guy a shot, but it had to be Nick Nolte.
I guess.
Like, they got... what's his name, Richard Ayoade, to do the Forlom guy, because it sounds like him.
Yeah,
he didn't put a voice on.
He sure did.
But Queel was like, I went out at the credits. I'm like, that guy was voiced by Nick Nolte. Like, what the fuck? So, anyways, I always see that when it's like, that's like with Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader. It's a little different because they were like giving him a job.
Yeah,
but it's just like, why did it have to be him being Darth Vader? They could have had anybody doing it.
They could have had anyone doing it for sure.
But anyways, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's fine. I'll watch it. I'll continue watching it. I'll finish it off. I'll watch the next season. Hopefully it's better, but I'm not a huge fan of the canned episode, like questing, like, oh, we can't help you till you help us do our quests. It's like, fuck, we've done this for the last 15 fucking episodes. Everyone has to do it this way.
I'm into it.
Yeah,
because I'm not. Well, I didn't have the entire series to binge.
That's probably also the reason why that it's like that. Is I notice it because I watched 3 in a row, and it's like, again, he has to do a quest before he gets his little next quest marker to go to a different planet.
Yeah,
whatever. And that also means I probably got to watch the fucking rest of the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, you're gonna need to. Because there's story building for Mando in there.
I know. Well, and even in the Mandalorian, you can see there's shit that happens from the Book of Boba Fett because what's her name gets killed, or they think is killed by not Mando, but the other guy, and then you see someone lift her up off the desert floor. And I know she's in the Book of Boba Fett as like Boba Fett's right hand girl.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, okay, but again, it's just like, why did they cast this guy from Star Wars Episode 3 as Boba Fett? Like, huh?
Because he is.
Well, I know, but like, immediately when you see the guy wearing the Boba Fett armor, like I can't remember his name, but he's like, it looks like Boba Fett from the movies because
Yep.
he's like the right body shape.
Yeah.
Whereas this guy from episode 3 is like a 60-year-old man with his like beer gut. So when he's wearing the armor, it's like they had to really tighten up his girdle today, and he still doesn't look like he's Boba Fett. So whatever. He's been in the Sarlacc, and somehow he gained 50 pounds.
Yeah, it's all that Sarlacc juice.
I guess so.
Got to fatten him up before
Yeah.
the Sarlacc digests him.
Exactly. So, anyways,
Yeah.
Book of or Mandalorian,
Yes.
and I know how it ends.
Yeah.
Well, I know Luke comes out and takes away the child, and somehow
yeah.
Mando gets the child back for season 3.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you watched it all, so
No, not yet.
doesn't that? Oh yeah, that is season 2. That ends
That's
like
the end
that,
of
eh?
season
Yeah.
2. The end of season 1 is just like. I don't
Oh
even
right,
remember.
it's the he takes his helmet off and
Yeah, the robot heals
robot has
him, and
to
then
heal
they
him.
come out of the lava, and then the other whatever they shoot down not Darth, Moff Gideon's ship,
yeah.
and they have a fight. But then he has the dark saber.
Yes,
So
the dark saber.
Yeah. the dark saber was cool.
Yeah.
What's his name? Giancarlo Esposito is just gonna ride that typecasting till the end of time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're the evil boss. That's a total badass in everything you're in.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing I liked about this is that when he's using the dark saber, he has no idea how the hell to use it.
Oh, he doesn't
Like-
have it yet.
No, well, if there are times where he's using
Yeah.
it, I'll shut up now.
No, I've seen him fighting with the dark
Oh, okay.
saber and stuff.
So yeah, when
but-
he has the dark saber, he's no good with it.
Yeah.
He's like hitting himself. He's like, oh my god, what the hell?
Yeah.
Because it's it's an energy blade, and you're supposed to
Yeah.
have years of training in order to use those things.
Yeah. So
Not
where
like-
did
not
Moff
like Finn and
Gideon
Rey.
get their years of training?
Well, I don't know. He's probably got some force power. Maybe some force power. He
I don't
might have
know.
years of training.
I
I mean,
it.
he's
he stole it from the Mandalorians and
Yeah.
then like instantly can use it.
I mean, it might not have been instantly. It might
Yeah.
have been years. Who knows?
Yeah.
Somebody knows.
Fair
Somebody
enough.
cannon us up. Give us the years that Moff Gideon had the dark saber
Yeah.
and training to use it.
Yeah. So
I mean, he's probably buddy with Vader. He could do it.
Vader's dead. So
Oh yeah, I guess he is dead at this point.
this is like post episode 6.
He's probably buddy with Emperor Palpatine.
Well, somehow Palpatine returned, but not yet. Not quite yet.
The return of the Palper.
Yeah, exactly. Jeez Louise.
Uh,
Anyways, I also tried to watch The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It, and it's not good. It's not good. I've seen the other Conjuring ones, and they've all been like, I've enjoyed them a lot.
yeah.
This one, not really. Not too much.
I haven't seen any of them.
You haven't seen any of the Conjurings?
Nope.
Wow,
right.
That's crazy.
I will, however, watch Wakanda Forever tonight because it just got put on
I'm not
Disney
watching
Plus.
that. I'm not watching that. Oh, I'm definitely not watching that. I have no interest in that. I didn't even see the first one.
Nope.
No. Yeah. I haven't watched a Disney or a Marvel movie since the Age of Ultron,
There you go.
or maybe what? I guess
That's a while ago.
Did Doctor Strange come out after that? I did watch Doctor
Can't
Strange.
remember.
The last Thor I watched was like Thor, the second Thor one. I've never seen Captain America. I've seen Iron Man. Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy 2? I don't know I don't know the order of what they came out. I definitely watched Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, I watched that Werewolf by Night.
Oh, yeah.
But that's barely
recent.
MCU.
That's not even MCU.
Yeah. The shows, yes. The movies, no.